And everyone, welcome to Facts, Not Fiction. Today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. Action in Trinidad and Tobago. And as usual, bear with me because my friend and producer, Archie, has again provided me with a hot cup of coffee. So I will take a sip now. Don't get jealous. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, so we heard the Prime Minister in a big press briefing yesterday as he opened his mouth and he said absolutely nothing, but we will deal with that in a little bit. But actually, I want to start off today, first of all, with the Minister of Trade, Paula Gopee-Scoon. Paula Gopee-Scoon, I want to really find out if something wrong with Ole in this country. I want to know if Ole have common sense. I want to know if Ole had the country at heart. I want to know if Ole just talk because you people was provided with a mouth, a tongue, and I want to know if Ole was provided with a brain. Because Trinidad and Tobago, I just cannot understand how the Minister of Trade can be boasting to you, this country, and telling us that we are importing Nestle's product from Jamaica. I want to know how the minister, with a straight face, could tell this country that we are importing condensed milk Nestle's product from Jamaica, when just prior to 2020, we had Nestle's factory operating right in the east-west corridor. We had Nestle's product. Other countries was importing from us, where we would have been earning forex, US money, taxes being paid, employment to the citizens of this country. But because of the mismanagement of the economy, because of the lack of vision and policy, because of the mishandling of the wealth of this country, today that lady would tell you with a brass face that we are importing Nestle's product from Jamaica when we just had Nestle's factory in Trinidad and Tobago. We have seen a number of businesses that this Minister of Trade, together with the next brass face man that we call a Prime Minister, will tell you that everything is well and fine in this country. But we have so many factories and industries that close up doors from Point Lisas to Point 14. Throughout the east-west corridor, pack up and go on to greener pastures, where we now will have to in turn turn around and import What we had, because of a lack of management and managerial skills, today we have to import milk from Jamaica. And your Minister of Trade will tell you that all is well. I want to ask the citizens of this country, do you not know that with importation goes taxes? With importation also goes corruption.
Goes jobs.
With importation, ladies and gentlemen, you will pay more on the shelf for a product that you had right in your country at a reasonable cost.
You lose foreign exchange.
So what happened to you is that you have allowed this government to close down, shut down, break up, mash up the employment sector. You have allowed this government that you believe is your government to create hardship upon you, and you'd still clap, ray, and smile. How much individuals today on the breadline, because that gentleman have no vision, have no plan, and the foreigners cannot trust this government, including that gentleman. So therefore, they pack up, they close up, and they go where government can be trusted. Thousands of you people on the breadline enjoying handouts, but hold on, we'll get there just now. So Paula Gopi School, don't waste our time and make us believe that this government is doing something to enhance the life of the citizenry of this country and to create stability in the economy, whereby job creation would be available, whereby foreign direct investors would be attracted to come to this country, not under this government, not under you as Minister of Trade, not under Keith Rowley as Prime Minister and the whole bunch of you folks. Minister Dayal Singh, my question to you, Minister Dayal Singh, is why there isn't any Flomax within the government health facility in this country. Minister Dayal Singh, why today that prostrate patients cannot source any of their medicine at the hospitals or the local health centers? This Flomax, ladies and gentlemen, it is an integral part of the life of individuals. According to statistics 40 and over, where you may very well be male, that is, will be suffering with the enlargement of this prostrate gland. This tablet, ladies and gentlemen, will help the patient to urinate at night, sometimes once or twice, Because when that prostrate gland is swollen, what happens? It prevents the urine from that free flow, Minister Dayal Singh. And therefore, these patients will have to get up umpteen times to go to the bathroom, probably just to catch a few drips. But yet, while the clinic and the hospital will give a prescription for the patient to source these medicines, there is none at Point 14. There is none at San Fernando. Patients from all over calling me to tell me, Mr. Roberts, we would like you to raise that issue because our month supply of medicine was around $230 per month. It has since increased to $340 for a month supply. So that is telling you that pensioners will have to put aside that money to get that supply in order for them to have more or less a comfortable night rest. When we look at the budget allocation for health, one can only wonder what is happening with the funds of the taxpayer. We have seen today in our health sector, it is at the worst it has ever been. And we would have a minister of health who portray himself to be eloquent, to be knowledgeable. But one would expect this type of management from that minister, because when that minister tell you that the national anthem is discipline and tolerance, and I mean, you have heard this minister who tell you that the watchwords of this country may very well be the national birds. If I call Omar and I say, Omar, what's the national birds? If I say, Omar, what's the watchwords of this country? If I say, Omar, what's the national anthem? But this minister,
together we aspire, together we achieve. That's our national anthem. No, that's our watchwords. National anthem is discipline, production, and tolerance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I laugh, but it's serious business, boy. I can only laugh, but this is serious building. Patrick Manning tell this country all it takes to be a minister is a common sense and a level head. But this minister have none. This minister does not have common sense much as a level head. Patients are suffering. Prostrate patients they are suffering. But yet with all the funds that would be allocated for the Ministry of Health, today simple Panadol, you have to go by the drugstore and buy it. Simple Panadol, you have to go and buy it. Painkillers, nowhere to be found. A simple aspirin, But you people who support CPNM, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm coming to you just now. So we are asking, what is the position? Why the pensioners who have paid their dues in this country, who have paid their taxes in this country, who have worked to build this country and had the economy standing firm so that the Rowley administration could destroy it, mash it up, break it up, they now have to suffer after they have paid their dues. People who work Petrotrin, who contributed to their medical. So when they reach the age of retirement and sickness creep in, they would have their benefits based on the fact that they have paid their dues. They have paid their dues from the age of 18, setting aside some for 40 years, 45 years, pay their pension plan, pay their medical plan, and this mash it up, break it up. Today, those workers in Petrotrin have no idea what is happening with their health investment in this country. But this man, every time he have a problem, every time he can sneeze, he on a plane. This man tells you that the best health care in the hemisphere is Trinidad and Tobago. But you know what? Every time he have a headache, USA. Every time he have a bellyache, USA.
Your taxpayer dollars.
Every time he need honey goat weed, and as Archie said, with your money, with your investment, with your money, and yet to the end of the day, you people sit down and relax. Keep him on the screen there. If you could put up in both next time, go be good because I go in the next. Every time you people cannot get medicine, you people cannot get water, you people cannot get employment, you people see in trouble, cannot provide for your family, blame Keith Rowley and the bunch of idiots. Them is who we are to blame. Let's move on because I'll comment a serious topic in a while, you know. Keith Rowley, Colin Imbut or Colum Imbut. I want to know how much you people in this country going to be fooled and still lifting Rowley up to the top of the ladder. I don't know how much more Keith Rowley government and Keith Rowley have to lie to you. And you see the lie, you're making out the lie, you're feeling the lie. But yet still, you're carrying him up to the top. Carry him up, lift him up, hold him up. You don't pass the height of them Moko Jumbi already, you know, hold him up, send him up further. Send him up further. Keith Rowley and Colin Imbut, remove your fuel subsidy. When the oil price was $105 US per barrel, When they remove your subsidy, ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister said to you that do not worry. What will happen is when the gas price comes down, you will be paid less at the pumps. And you clap your ray and your chair. I had to ask Archie probably for the next couple live if he could just get the vocal. Yes, man, the man have it there already, man. The man have it there already. That you are talking about, man. Performance beat all talk. You must know how UNC. That you are talking about. This is what all you did. All you clap. All you ray. When the man tell all you that the price will come down at the pump. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the oil price is $69.15 US per barrel. What are you paying by the pump? All you see how Rowley does lie? All you see how Wimbert and them does lie? They said to you, when the oil price go down, you will pay less at the pump. How much you paying for a liter petrol at the pump? How much you paying for a liter of diesel at the pump? How much you paying for a liter of premium at the pump? It gone down yet? It gone down yet? I don't know what all you think and what all you believe. I don't know how all you feel, but all you keep propping Rowley up. All you keep billing Rowley, giving him more power, more authority. What would all you expect? The time will come very soon when Keith Rowley will have no use for you people. The time will come when Keith Rowley will have no use for you. And tonight I'm going to prove it. I am going to prove tonight that the time will come when Rowley will have no use for you, the PNM supporter. He will have no use for you, the PNM supporter. You are being used even while you are abused. But yet I do not understand what the whip from the slave masters had done to your mind, that you will take abuse and punishment. You will take abuse and neglect. You will take abuse and suffer, and yet to the end of the day, you will still worship the slave master. I cannot understand what the whip has done to your mind, that you glory, that you find pleasure, that you find joy, even though what is being distributed to you, it is nothing short of abuse, punishment, neglect, wickedness, evenness, deceptiveness, all that goes with it. It is coming to you, and yet you will still support the hands of those who would create and extend that type of pressure on you as a people in a country that is rich with resources and minerals. I have looked, ladies and gentlemen, at the strategy of this government. I am telling you tonight, whether you choose to believe or not, because this is facts, not fiction. I heard Rowley yesterday telling people to listen to facts, not fiction. Rowley was trying to tell you, the people of this country, to listen to this program. That is what he was saying to you. He was telling you to listen to this program. That is what he was trying to tell you. Because here is the place that you will receive facts. Here is the place. Don't be distracted by that phone call. They could tap, they could wiretap, they could hack, they could do what they want. Let them do what they want. They could hack the computer, but they can't hack me and Archie. They could interrupt and call through the system like them. But it's facts you're getting here. I am going to prove to you that very soon this Prime Minister will have no use for you. And I want to tell you, whether you believe it or not, whether you feel Rowley Duncy head, you could feel that if you want. But Keith Rowley would outfox the fox himself. Keith Christopher Rowley is so clever that he will send you on a road to Carrera. And when you catch yourself and you realize that you're down in Carrera, he will bring you back to Golden Grove. And when you reach back to Golden Grove and you catch yourself, you tell yourself, I have him, he will send you down to Frederick Street, them boys jail. That is how clever this Keith Rowley, that man, very clever. Rowley will distract you. And you will spend your time talking about he can't spell peace and he can't spell facts and he can't spell this and he can't spell that. And you will make a whole story of that deceptiveness after you are being deceived. You will put up 5 million Facebook posts that Rowley can't this and Rowley can't that and Rowley can't spell and Rowley can't read and Rowley can't pronounce a word and Rowley this and Rowley that. But what you're not seeing is that all that you are doing, Rowley is still governing and controlling you. All what you are seeing and saying, you are still under the control of Keith Christopher Rowley. That is as clever as Rowley can get. So don't be distracted. You allow yourself to be distracted from the real issues. And when he talk about flea-laden and lice cover and dirty mouth Rodney Charles, and you could fly there how much you want. You could make that a conversation how much you want. You could just talk about that for a whole year if you want. That would not remove Keith Rowley from office. Rowley takes his time and cleverly sent distractions for you to focus on. And while you focus on flea-laden and lice-covered and all that idiotic talk, what is happening with the indemnity? What is happening with Vincent Nelson? What is happening with Faris Alwari Carr with Kewal Singh? What is happening with Foster Cummins' 4.4 million venture credit union account? What is happening with Camille Robinson Regis 143,800? What is happening with the amount of time that Faris and Stuart Young recuses themselves from the parliament? What is happening with NGC when they cry out for indemnity when we suspect that there was a breach of their fiduciary duty? What is happening with the integrity forms of Keith Rowley? What is happening with the 400,000-500,000 that he get off from Warner in that project in Tobago? What is happening with the girl that Rowley was whining on for Carnival? And she to her HCC house. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, with the attack on the DPP? What is happening with the breach of the Police Service Commission, where a sitting president conspired together with this man and Bliss Prasad and mash the police service, mash the whole team, break it up? Whole commission, pieces. What is happening while Rowley government appoint Maxi Coffee Nice to the EBC? What is happening when a Speaker of the House is more political and more PNM than the Balize itself, whereby the opposition cannot have room to speak and to bring the necessary issues to the table that will defend you, the taxpayer, and the citizens of this country? What is happening? So if you want to be distracted by the idiotism of Keith Rowley, while millions and millions of taxpayers' dollars cannot be accounted for, whether it goes into the friends and the partner and the selective few who the government, who Rowley will have need for as he go on. So let's get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, you people in this country, do not be distracted even by the Facebook trolls that they pay to attack us. They cannot distract Victor Roberts. They cannot distract me. They could post what they want. They could say what they want. They could do as they want. The truth and the facts will come to the table all the time, every time, once there is breath. Once the breath of life exists, I, Victor Roberts, do not get distracted by stupidness. Cannot distract me. I am well disciplined. I could reply to any Facebook post. I could reply to any radio station. I could reply, but they cannot distract me. Because my problem is not a Facebook post. My problem is not a radio station comment about me. While my problem is about all the media houses in this country who fail to publish and to speak the truth. You do not have to be a UNC to talk the truth. You do not have to be a PNM to talk the truth. To talk the truth, it is values that is instilled within the mind of individuals that they will stand up and speak the truth no matter what it costs. That is what it is. It is a value. A value that Rowley cannot find. A value that the Attorney General cannot find. A value that the government cannot find. And that is why you are in this situation. Because you yourselves who support this man, you cannot find that value in you. Because if you can find that value in you, you would have never stand up and clap and ray when this shameless man tell you that while walking across the stage, a young girl start to wind back and and you saw the conduct of this man and you rejoice. Even while some of you who in the audience were at the time that girl age. But yet you rejoice. It tells me, it tells Victor, the level of your thinking. Because we ought to rebuke those type of behavior by our leaders. But you see, there is a few who have to eat. And there is a few who have to eat the crumbs. And while I go through this topic now that I'm going on, I will show how you, the average PNM supporter, you are the crumbs eater. Don't vex with me because of the message. Don't vex with me because I am telling you the truth. Don't vex with me because I bring the truth without clothes. I am going to show you the average supporter, where you are just the crumbs eater. And there is a selective few who will benefit from the bulk of the pie. The time has come that you must understand that when your mommy were making cake around Christmas, and we know about beating the sugar and the butter in the pan. You know, one thing I admire with Limoy is that even though we had the press button, call it the cake mixer, put it inside and you press the button, everything beat. She said, Omar, come and learn the times of old. Because in the future, the way the country going, you may have to beat this butter with a pot spoon again. And it seems as we are getting there. When the IRC finish with all here, it's back to the pot spoon and the coal pot. But I ain't going there this evening. Topic for next time. But when you beat the cake in the butter and the sugar in the pan, and your mother take all the ingredients and so on with the egg and everything, and she put it in the bowl, she will give us the bowl. And actually, you remember dipping your finger in the bowl and eating all that sugar and that butter, actually? That is you, the PNM supporter, the average supporter. All you get from the PNM is the bowl that the money was in. All you get from the PNM is the bowl to lick. That is what you get. Budlal is still better than you because the cat licked the butter and Budlal was watching. But you getting the ball to lick. That's all you getting. You average supporter at the PNM. You have nothing to get. Absolutely nothing. I want to prove to you tonight how this thing working. Last week I told you where the Prime Minister have captivated all the independent institutions. I told you that there is one standing and we must defend it. And as on that, let me just say this at the same time. I had planned to go out there on Good Friday. But some of my Muslim brothers, and at the same time as I remember, Ramadan Mubarak our salam, at the same time, some of my Muslim brothers in the East-West corridor asked me to hold with the walk and just give them that respect for Ramadan because they too intends to join. So I will give that respect because respect must be given where respect is due. And if these brothers from that mosque within the East-West corridor can call me and ask, I am going to grant. I am willing to hold. Even though, let me go there. But I'm willing to hold because I know Muslim word is their bond. So I am going to hold until after Ramadan. But ladies and gentlemen, I told you that the last office standing, Anil said it to you, everybody in the UNC said it to you, is the independence of the DPP. Let me bring back some memories to you. I want to bring back some memories to you. And I want to start way back. But I will flip forward and then go back. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now learning that the Chief Justice have appointed 2 attorneys to head the disciplinary section of the Law Association. Two attorneys, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you today that Gilbert Peterson, Senior Counsel, or you ever hear that name? Senior Counsel Gilbert Peterson So let me read this. Senior Counsel Gilbert Peterson and Ian Benjamin have been appointed respectively as Chairman and Vice Chairman of the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago Disciplinary Committee. On Tuesday, a notice signed by Chief Justice Ivor Archie was gazetted in which it was stated that the attorney would be holding the position for the next 18 months. Peterson is also the head of the Legal Aid Advisory Authority, LLAA. The purpose of this disciplinary committee is to investigate complaints of misconduct by attorneys brought by members of the public or the attorney clients. If found guilty of professional misconduct, the offending attorney may then face a fine order to pay compensation or reimbursement to their clients, or the committee may even refer its findings to the Chief Justice and the Attorney General for further action. What does this mean? Where am I going? Peter Gilbert Peterson. I don't know why I want to christen him over to Peter Gilbertson. Gilbert Peterson, ladies and gentlemen, senior counsel. What all you remember about Gilbert Peterson? Let me see if I could joggle your memory a little bit. Peter Gilbertson, ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday the 4th of August, 2005, Peter Gilbertson, why I keep calling this man Peter? Gilbert Peterson, let me nail it down in my head. Gilbert Peterson, in 2005, represented Archie. Archie, I will pay attention to this, you know. Represented Keith Rowley in the land data affair. You all remember that there was allegation where material went missing from the Scarborough General Hospital to Landate. All you remember that? So Gilbert Peterson was Keith Rowley attorney in that matter. Leading evidence by his attorney Gilbert Peterson, senior counsel, Rowley described the allegation as an act of retaliation against him. It's not I saying it, you know. I have the clipping here. Rowley was Minister of Housing. Scarborough General Hospital was billing. Material went missing. Rowley name jump up in the allegation. So Mr. Gilbert Peterson, the same man that the Chief Justice now appoint as chairman within the Law Association Disciplinary Committee, where when an allegation is made or a report is made to that entity, they have the authority to rope in any attorney and find him guilty and charge him a fine or send the matter back to the Chief Justice who appointed them and the Attorney General for further action. So Gilbert Peterson was Keith Rowley attorney back then. I want to go a little further. When Rowley took the Integrity Commission to court in 2007, remember I just deal with 2005. When Rowley took the Integrity Commission to court in 2007, when the court ruled that the Integrity Commission didn't inform Keith Rowley that he was under investigation, and therefore they could not pursue the matter, I want you to understand that appearing for Keith Rowley, listen how the thing gets sweet, Archie. Appearing for Keith Rowley, it was Gilbert Peterson, senior counsel, Actually, if I'm telling make a guess who is the next lawyer, you feel you could guess? Wrong. The next lawyer was Reginald T.A. Armour, the Attorney General. The same two men who could rope in Kyle Taklal Singh or Jayanti Lakshmi Diyal or even the DPP as an attorney. The same two men in 2007, Reginald Armour and Gilbert Peterson was Rowley lawyers when he bring the matter against the Integrity Commission. Aha. Look at you have it here. The same two individuals that you will have to go and report to now is the same two individuals, which is Reginald Armour and senior counsel Gilbert Peterson. So at that time we had senior counsel, we had leaded Miss Vanessa Gopal and Miss Margaret Rose, instructed by Miss Ria Joseph for the claimant for Rowley. So we had the same two lawyers who at the time defended Rowley in the integrity matter, while we have Gilbert Peterson representing Rowley back in 2005. But I want to go a little further. I want us to look, ladies and gentlemen, who is the chairman of the Telecommunications Authority. Archie, you could help me with that one. You see, Archie have it at his fingertip. Watch the chairman. Watch who is the chairman of the Telecommunications Authority. So I want to ask, who appointed Gilbert Peterson as the chairman of the Telecommunications Authority? All you know who? Well, if all you don't know who, ask Keith Rowley. I tell you that there is some people who could only lick the bowl that the money was in. But some people going to be eating the money itself. The PNM supporters will only lick the bowl, pass on your finger and lick it. While there are few selected friends of the Prime Minister who would be important to him when he finished this cycle and this mission that he on. So this Gilbert Peterson was also appointed as the Chief Executive Officer, the Chairman of the Telecommunication Board of Trinidad and Tobago. But does it stop there? I want to ask this country, who is the senior counsel that were able to get a bunkering license where they could buy gas and oil and sell the same on the high seas? So let me explain what I'm talking about. A boat could come from Venezuela with gas, and when you have a bunkering license to do business on the high seas, the boat doesn't even have to come to Trinidad and Tobago waters. You could meet the vessel out there and you could purchase the fuel out there and then you bring it to land because you have the license to do that. I want to ask you, who attorney in this country have a license, a bunkering license to do business on the high seas? Let me read something for you. RH Gas Energy was registered on June 12, 2018. Right? I'm reading from a cell phone here. Months before Petrotrin was restructured and its refinery closed down. 2 years later, it received a bunkering license from the Ministry of Energy. Who was the Minister of Energy at that time? Then you need to find out from Stuart Young. But Peterson laughed at the suggestion that there was any connection between those two events. What two events he's speaking about? He's speaking about the closure of Petrotrin and him getting a bunkering license to do business on the high seas. Sorry for laughing.